All right, we are live on YouTube.
Thank you, Vivica. At this time, let's call the April 8th, 2026 meeting of the Rockbridge County Planning Commission to order. Let's all say hi to our new staffer, Jason Tyree, our zoning administrator. I stumbled on that. So, Jason, welcome to the county. I'm happy to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yep. Roll call. Commission member Sabrizi.
Here.
Commission member Kramer.
Here.
Commission member Sandridge.
Here.
Commission member Whitmore.
Here.
Commission member Beebe is here. Important notices. In addition to citizens attending the meeting in person, citizens have several options to view or participate in the Zoom meeting webinar as described below. We will do our best to take citizen comment remotely. There are two options for citizens to offer comment. You can join the Rockbridge County Planning Commission Zoom webinar. The link is available on the county website to copy into the address line on your browser. Joined by telephone, you may dial into one of the numbers listed on the county website. Webinar ID and password are there for your convenience. Citizens wishing to simply view the meeting live or after the fact can do so on the Rockbridge County Planning Commission YouTube channel, also available on the county website. If you wish to make a citizen comment as a Zoom meeting participant, you will use the raise your hand feature. You can press the raise hand button on the bottom of your Zoom window or press *9 if you're calling in by telephone. At this time, we will proceed with the meeting. This is the citizen comments portion of the meeting. Do we have anybody physically present?
There's no one physically signed up to speak.
Do we have anyone via Zoom or by phone?
I don't see anyone with a hand raised.
Thank you. You all had a chance to review the minutes. If any questions, comments, or could I get a motion to approve them or whatever?
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes as is.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It's unanimous. Thank you. Neil, are you going to do the board reports?
Yes. So at the March 23rd Board of Supervisors meeting, the board approved the application that was recommended by the Planning Commission for a conditional zoning map amendment with proffers submitted by Freyland Fix to rezone the parcel on Northwind Lane from R1 to R2. There was no TCO board meeting in April, which would have been last Wednesday, and there was no BZA meeting in March. Those events would have occurred since the last Planning Commission meeting. The Community Development Committee met on March 16th. Topics included continued discussion of the need for affordable housing in the Rockbridge area. The next Community Development Committee meeting will be held on Monday, April 20th at 12:15 p.m.
Thank you, Neil. First item on the agenda, and really the only item, is renovating Rockbridge LLC public hearing application for a special exception permit SEP for the construction of a storage business in the general business B1 zoning district. Staff, Neil?
Yes, renovating Rockbridge LLC, 195 Walker Street, Lexington, Virginia, has made an application for a special exception permit for the construction of a storage business. The property is owned by Renovating Rockbridge LLC and is located on the west side of the intersection of North Lee Highway, Route 11, and Maury River Road, Route 39. The property is further identified as tax map number 61A2-2-A-6. And essentially it is 1.42 acres per GIS calculations. Renovating Rockbridge owns an additional parcel of land to the west of the subject parcel, identified as tax map number 62-A-45B, 1.72 acres per tax records. The property is located in the general business B1 zoning district per section 605.03-12 of the County of Rockbridge Land Development Regulations. Wholesale business, storage, or warehouse is a use by special exception in the B1 zoning district. The property is in the Carrs Creek Magisterial District. Conditions that could be utilized with a motion to recommend approval include substantial compliance with the schematic plan prepared by Perkins and Orison titled Maury River Road Self-Storage Special Exception Plan dated March 24, 2026. Approval contingent on county building department Virginia Department of Transportation, and the Tourism Corridor Overlay Board. Consider the information provided, receive public comments, and if there's a consensus of the commission, make a recommendation to the Board of Supervisors. And with us tonight, we have the landowner, Mr. Michael Stearns, and the engineer on the project, Mr. Russ Orison, for any questions or additional information.
Would either one of you like to take the podium or? No. Yeah, and if you don't have a presentation, we'll just start, Tony will start asking questions.
We're here to answer Tony's question.
I hope I've answered most of them.
Do you have the site plan to pull up?
Yes, so in your packet is the site plan consisting of a single-story building on a concrete slab of 21,000 square feet, dimensions of 140 by 150.
So I've been here for 20 some years and it's been a kind of a dump site there. It looks like a dump site. And finally Mikey bought it, but it's a funny site because the right of way for 39 is very wide and the right of way for 11 is really wide. So when you see the site plan, you'll see that the right of way lines are way inside the property, what you would kind of think is the property. So it's kind of a funny piece of property. And then we've got the large easement for the transmission line, the electric transmission line, which prohibits us, of course, from building a building in that or planting any tall trees or something like that in that. So it's an odd lot, and that's why it hadn't developed for so long. The other reason it hadn't developed for so long is because probably fill has been placed there. I have no idea, but probably fill was placed there when they put the interstate through. There was probably excess material or something, and they put rock and covered it and stuff like that. So structurally, it might be challenging for a multi-story hotel or something like that, just structurally because of the nature of the fill. But a building like this would be well suited for something like that. So finally, we do have somebody that's proposing something on there, and given the nature of the fill and the nature of the right of way and the electric transmission line and stuff, I think if we're going to use that site productively, that this is one of the probably few, in my opinion, but probably one of the few uses that we can productively use that piece of property. And so it's pretty aggressive what we're trying to put on there, but there's certainly a need in this county for storage space, indoor storage space, and it's handy to the immediate road network. If we're gonna keep people out of the hinterlands of Rockbridge County off the country roads, we need to put stuff close to where we want traffic. So I think a lot's working for this site. If you have any questions, we'd be glad to answer them, Mr. Sabrisi.
Do you want me to start so you don't have to answer all?
Please.
Just an observation. It's if you call it the finished floor, it's like 15 or 16 feet below the road, below say Route 11, or are you going to bring it up, or what is the final elevation there?
The final floor elevation will be close to what the pad is out there today.
And
So it's about the same as 39. It might be a little below 11, but I'm thinking
okay. I thought I looked at the topo and saw something different.
we don't plan to bring in any material to raise the
No,
site.
I would. Yeah. No.
We talked about this and outside storage. You're saying you're not,
I don't have any plans to do that as of now. If I ever decided I wanted to, I would come back and ask for permission to do so.
well, I mean, I don't know that it right now as it precludes. I was wondering if staff considered that as a condition.
Not at this time.
If a condition
At this point, it would be compliance with what was
yeah,
presented.
if a condition was
Well,
put on it that we comply with the site plan, there would be no outdoor storage. If that's a
Yeah.
condition,
If that's a condition.
correct. You guys, well, the board will be able to put conditions on us.
No,
They-
I'm
any
saying I'm
normal
not,
Condition would be compliance with the plan we submitted.
Yeah.
And the plan that we submitted has no outdoor storage. So if we ever wanted to do
You
that,
have places where you could park car or trailer or,
if we wanted to do that, we would have to come back.
Without us putting a condition on it because it's already in there because it's not in your proposal.
Correct.
Yeah. And that was one of the staff recommendations for the first one that they read, substantial compliance with Perkins and Orange building
I'm
plan.
saying there's nothing on here that says they can't do that. I'm thinking.
Actually, if I may say, normally it's the site plan and other things are provided if they have something on that, if they want to do something on there that's not on the plan that was approved, they'd have to come back and seek another special exception. That's our standard way of
I
doing
mean,
this.
the site plan that we have right now is just pavement and the space for the building.
Yeah, they'll provide a site plan as part of the process after going, as we move forward with this process. Because that's, as you remember, we do have the site plan approval process for site plans that are brought forward. But that's good. I mean, it's a good question, but but normally those are handled because they are restricted to what the special exception was granted for. And that includes usually a restriction on the site plan that was approved.
And in this case, of course, the site plan process will go through the TCO, who has the actual approval authority of the site plan. So the TCO will be looking at aesthetics of the building and colors and materials and whatnot.
Oh, yeah, I understand.
And then they'll actually provide site plan approval or not, but they'll be the approval authority for the site plan.
But parking a car on the pavement is for store or a trailer on for storage. I mean, I don't see anything that would preclude Mr. Starnes from doing that. And not that I'm saying we need to do that. I'm asking staff if they considered that because
I don't know if I could do it anyway, because then you couldn't access getting around the building. So it would kind of kill the. There's just really not room
the
to
second
do
thing,
it.
again, the staff.
Well, based on the site plan, it shows the size of the building being 140 by 150, 21,000 square feet. It shows the general layout there, the entrance, the access area. That's
I
the
see
site
I
plan.
see what's that. I mean, there's 30 feet of pavement on the one end. It's not going to change my vote. The other thing, a lot of these things we put about lighting in there. I mean, it's, I guess we've had this discussion before. Sometimes we put it in, but if it's already in the regulations, we don't need to, but we didn't in this case. I don't know, again, asking staff to.
Well, there it goes back to the TCO overlay to the review board there. So they would ask about lighting, color schemes, even things such as potentially the look of the fence.
Well, there's regulations about lighting right now.
Right, the 13th, the chapter there for lighting, and they will consider that at that point. Mhm.
If I may add, this is Chris. Hope everyone's doing well. It's to further answer Tony's question. Sometimes we do that lighting compliance, and those are for special exceptions in our agricultural zoning districts, because the lighting ordinance only pertains per the ordinance, it only pertains to commercial, industrial, business districts and industrial districts. So that was the purpose. This project is in a business district, so therefore, per the ordinance, they would have to the lighting ordinance would apply to these, unlike some special exception permits we do in an agricultural zoning district where the lighting ordinance does not apply.
Okay.
Thank you, Chris.
Just a quick question. So Mike, this is one big building or
One big building.
one big building and it's climate controlled?
Part of it's climate controlled, part of it is non-climate controlled. So two sides of it, I'm presenting to have exterior doors that you could have non-climate controlled, and then everything inside. And there'll be 3 doors to enter the building.
Okay.
From two sides of the building.
Well, Mike gave me this. So,
Okay. So yeah, that's a big building.
What's the elevation? It's not in our, is the elevation on here, the height of what's the interior ceiling height?
I believe they're about 9 feet.
I'm just curious.
So at the lowest point, I think it would be about 9 feet, and then it's just a single sloped roof from the Route 11 side back towards the hotel back there.
Yeah, I haven't seen that drawing. Is it a gable roof or a hip? I'm just
No, it
curious.
didn't show that.
Doesn't show the roof.
No.
I don't need to know right now. The TCO is going to look at all that stuff. So, yeah. All right. No, it's always been kind of an eyesore because they've been dumping there for years, and it was unprofessional dumping too. They never graded it. They never graded it to compaction or anything. So, highest and best use. This is close to it. All right. Thank you, gentlemen. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. At this time, we're going to open the public hearing. It would be appropriate for us to discuss the application and ask questions of the applicant and staff. Public hearing is open.
And there's no one physically signed up to speak.
Thank you. And there's nobody Zoom or phone.
There are no hands raised.
Okay. Are there any objections to closing the public hearing? Public hearing is closed. Any more discussion, gentlemen? I would consider a motion.
I'll make a motion to make a recommendation to the Board of Supervisors to grant the special exception permit to renovating Rockbridge LLC with the conditions recommended by staff.
I have a motion.
I'll second.
A motion by Tony Sabrizi and a second by Adam Sandridge. All those in favor? Aye. The vote is unanimous. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Yep. Okay. Want to discuss some zoning text amendments, Neil?
And that was just an open section to discuss any upcoming zoning text amendments. Mr. Dryden may have some comments away in there. Mr. Sladen, just things moving forward, a chance to discuss.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and chime in. So of course, at last month's meeting, at last 2 months meeting, we've had some direction, one from the board on electronic message center. Mr. Dryden has done some research on those. And then, of course, the plan unit developments, accessory dwelling units. And then last month, we talked about some modifications of the subdivision ordinance. No major modifications, I should say, just some text amendments. With that being said, we're essentially still plugging away on all 4 of those, and with Mr. Tyree joining the office, he certainly has read through the ordinance and piggybacked off of some of those ideas, and then also has some ideas of zoning text amendments. So here in the very near future, we did use this as a placeholder, but here in the very near future, these will start coming to fruition. So essentially, that's what we had. We want to let y'all know that we haven't forgot about the zoning text amendments. Staff is just not prepared at this time to bring the actual language forward for any of the given ones we've talked about.
Thank you for the update, Chris. All right, gentlemen, anything else for the good of the order? Would anybody like to make a motion?
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All those in favor? Aye. We have a unanimous vote. That might be the shortest meeting. Thank you, man. That was like, okay, Tony. Thank you. That was like the shortest.